Welcome to Coins History. What if I told you that a coin you might have in your wallet could be worth more than a brand new car? Today, we're diving into the rarest Washington quarter dollars, coins so valuable, collectors are paying tens of thousands of dollars for just one. Watch closely, because missing this could cost you a fortune. Don't forget to subscribe, smash that like button, share, and comment your finds. Thanks for watching with love. American Samoa. Listen carefully, because what you're about to hear could completely change the way you look at your loose change forever. Most people see a quarter, they spend it without thinking twice. But smart collectors, they look closer, and sometimes, that tiny piece of metal turns into a life-changing discovery. Today we are talking about one of the most shocking hidden treasures in modern U.S. coins, the 2009 Washington State American Samoa quarter dollar, a coin that looks ordinary at first glance, but in rare cases can be worth an unbelievable amount of money. This is not hype, this is real collector demand, real auction behavior, and real money on the table. Now let's break it down so you don't miss a fortune hiding in your pocket. The American Samoa quarter was released in 2009 as part of the U.S. Territories coin series. On the front, you see the familiar portrait of George Washington. Nothing unusual there, which is exactly why most people ignore it, but flip the coin over. And that's where things get interesting. That you'll see a powerful and unusual design, a Samoan fruit bat hanging upside down, holding its baby. This design symbolizes protection, care, and strong family values in Samoan culture. Now here's the brutal truth most people don't know: not all of these coins are valuable. In fact, most are only worth face value, but a very small number of these coins, the ones with specific minting conditions, ultra-high grades, or rare errors, are where serious money comes in. Let's talk about what actually makes this coin valuable, because if you don't understand this part, you'll miss it completely. First, condition is everything. Coins graded MS-67 or higher, meaning they are nearly perfect with no visible flaws, are extremely rare. These coins were never meant to stay perfect in circulation, so finding one in top condition is already a big deal. Second, mint marks matter. Look closely under the date. You might see a P for Philadelphia or D for Denver. Some rare proof versions or special strikes can carry significantly higher value, especially if they were never circulated. Third, and this is where things get serious, mint errors. That we're talking about off-center strikes, double dies, unusual textures, or surface anomalies. These are mistakes made during production, and collectors go crazy for them because they are one of a kind. Now here's the part that should wake you up: a rare, high-grade or error version of the 2009 American Samoa quarter has been estimated in the collector market between $46,000 to $52,000, yes, for a single quarter. And the scary part, most people who had this coin already spent it without even checking. That's how money disappears quietly. So how do you protect yourself from making that mistake? Start by checking every 2009 quarter you have. Don't rush it. Look at the details carefully, check the edges. Check the shine. Check for any unusual doubling in the letters or numbers. Use a magnifying glass if you have one. Even small differences can mean big money. That if your coin looks unusually clean, sharp, or different from others, do not spend it, get it evaluated. That's how collectors win. Let me be clear, this is not about luck. This is about awareness. People who know what to look for are the ones who profit. People who ignore details stay broke. And coins like this, they don't announce themselves. They sit quietly, waiting for someone smart enough to notice. Now imagine this: you're about to buy something small, you pull out a quarter, and that one coin could be worth more than a luxury car. That's not fantasy. That's exactly how rare coin discoveries happen, but only for those who actually pay attention. So before you spend your next quarter, stop for a second, look at it, because that small habit could be the difference between spending money and finding it. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who might have these coins, and drop a comment if you've ever checked your change before. And most importantly, subscribe to Coins History for more hidden treasures, rare coin values, and real opportunities hiding in plain sight. New Mexico. Stop right there, before you spend another quarter, because the coin sitting in your pocket right now could be hiding a serious amount of money, and you wouldn't even know it. today we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked but potentially high-value coins in modern U.S. history, the Washington State New Mexico quarter dollar, a coin tied to history, mystery, and in rare cases, massive profit. Most people think modern quarters are worthless. That's exactly why they miss opportunities like this. Let's break it down the smart way. This coin represents New Mexico's entry into the United States back in 1912. That historical identity is captured in the 2008 state quarter design, part of the 50 state quarters program that millions of Americans collected, but very few actually studied. On the front, you see George Washington, standard design, nothing special to the untrained eye, but flip it over, and now you're looking at something powerful. The reverse shows the iconic Zia sun symbol, a sacred symbol representing the 4 directions, 4 seasons, 4 times of day, and 4 stages of life. Around it, you'll see the inscriptions, Land of Enchantment, and New Mexico 1912. Now here's where beginners get it completely wrong. They think every coin like this is valuable. Wrong. Most of these coins are only worth 25 cents, but a very small percentage, the rare ones, are in a completely different league, and if you don't understand what separates them, you'll miss it. First factor, condition. Coins that are in mint state condition, especially MS-67 or higher, are extremely rare. These coins look almost flawless. No scratches, no dullness, no wear. The shine is strong, the details are razor sharp. Most coins in circulation don't survive like this. Second factor, mint mark. Look under the year. You'll usually find a small P, D, or sometimes S for proof coins. Proof coins are specially made for collectors, with mirror-like surfaces and ultra-sharp details. These can carry serious premiums, especially if untouched. Third factor, mint errors. This is where real money starts to show up. We're talking about double die errors where letters look duplicated, off-center strikes where the design is misaligned, or strange surface textures caused during production. Collectors don't just like errors, they hunt them, because errors are rare by nature. Now listen carefully. This is the part most people ignore, and regret later. There are documented cases where rare versions of the 2008 New Mexico quarter, especially high-grade or error coins, have reached estimated values between $46,000 to $55,000, yes, for a single quarter, and the brutal reality, thousands of these coins have already been spent, lost, or ignored, simply because people didn't know what to look for. So here's exactly what you need to do: start checking your change. Seriously, look at every 2008 New Mexico quarter you find, check the surface under good lighting, look closely at the text, New Mexico, 1912, and E pluribus unum. If you notice any doubling, unusual spacing, or anything that looks off, don't ignore it, check the shine. A strong, mirror-like finish could indicate a proof coin. Feel the edges. A sharp, clean edge is a good sign of minimal wear, and if your coin looks too perfect, don't spend it, get it checked by a professional grading service, because that's how real collectors separate junk from jackpots. Let's be honest, nobody is going to hand you money, you have to spot it yourself. Coins like this don't scream for attention, they sit quietly in jars, wallets, and drawers, waiting for someone who actually understands value, and that's the difference. Most people see coins as change, smart people see them as opportunity. So next time you get a quarter back, don't just toss it aside, take 2 seconds, look at it, because that tiny habit could put serious money in your hands. And remember, opportunities like this don't last forever. The more people learn about these coins, the harder they become to find. So act early, check now. And don't be the person who spent something valuable without even knowing it. Thanks for watching. If you found this eye-opening, make sure to like this video, share it with others who might have these coins, and drop a comment if you've ever found something valuable in your pocket change. And don't forget to subscribe to Coins History for more rare coin discoveries, hidden values, and real money opportunities hiding in everyday coins. Quarter 1965. Stop, don't skip this, because the coin you've probably ignored your entire life, the 1965 Washington quarter, could secretly be one of the biggest money opportunities hiding in plain sight. Most people think old quarters are just old money. That's exactly why they lose. Today you're going to understand why the 1965 quarter is one of the most talked about coins in the US collector market, and how a tiny detail could turn 25 cents into a serious payday. Let's get straight to the Truth point 1965 was not just another year for US coins. It was a turning point. Before 1965, quarters were made of 90% silver. Real intrinsic value. Real metal, but in 1965, everything changed. The US Mint removed silver from quarters and replaced it with a copper-nickel clad composition. That means most 1965 quarters you see today are not silver, and that's where the opportunity begins, because during this transition, mistakes happened, rare mistakes, valuable mistakes. Some 1965 quarters were accidentally struck on leftover silver planchets from 1964. These are called transitional error coins, and they are extremely rare. Most people don't even know they exist, but collectors, they hunt them aggressively. Now here's what separates a normal 1965 quarter from a potentially valuable one. First, check the edge of the coin. A regular 1965 quarter will show a brownish copper stripe along the edge, but a rare silver version, no copper stripe, just a clean, solid silver edge. That one small detail can completely change the value of the coin. Second, weight matters. A standard clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. A silver quarter weighs slightly more, around 6.25 grams. That difference may seem small, but in the coin world, it's everything. Third, condition. Coins graded MS67 or higher are extremely hard to find. These coins look almost perfect, with strong luster, sharp details, and no visible damage. Most coins in circulation don't survive like that. Fourth, mint errors. We're talking about double die errors, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or unusual textures. These are not defects, they are assets, because every error coin is unique, and uniqueness drives value. Now listen carefully, this is where things get serious. Rare versions of the 1965 Washington quarter, especially silver transitional errors or ultra-high-grade specimens, have been estimated in the collector market between $46,000 to $65,000, let that sink in. A coin most people ignore, could be worth more than many people earn in months, and the worst part, these coins have been sitting in circulation for decades. That means some people already had them, and spent them, without ever knowing that. That's not bad luck, that's lack of awareness. So here's what you do starting today: you don't spend your coins blindly anymore. You check them. Every 1965 quarter you find, you inspect it, look at the edge first. No copper line. That's your first signal. Then check the surface. Is it unusually shiny? Are the details sharp? Use a small scale if possible. Weight confirms everything. If something feels different, don't ignore it, because in this game, small differences create big money. And let's be honest, nobody is going to hand you an opportunity like this. You either recognize it, or you miss it. Coins like this don't come with warning signs, they don't glow, they don't announce their value, they sit quietly, waiting for someone smart enough to notice. And that's where you separate yourself from everyone else. So next time you see a 1965 quarter, don't treat it like change, treat it like a potential asset, because one correct observation could completely change your outcome. Thanks for watching. If you found this powerful, don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with friends and family, and drop a comment if you've ever checked your coins before spending them. And make sure you subscribe to Coins History for more rare coin discoveries, hidden values, and real money opportunities hiding in everyday change. Quarter 1966. Wait, don't spend that quarter, because the 1966 Washington quarter sitting quietly in your pocket could be hiding something most people never notice, and that ignorance is exactly why valuable coins keep slipping through people's hands every single day. This is not just another old coin story, this is about understanding how a small detail, something almost invisible, can turn ordinary change into serious money. Let's get straight into it. The 1966 Washington quarter came at a time when the U.S. Mint had already removed silver from circulating coins. By this year, all quarters were supposed to be made from copper-nickel clad, no silver, no exceptions. That's what people believe, but reality, it's never that clean, because during production, the unexpected happens. Mistakes happen. And those mistakes are where collectors make money. Now look at the coin. On the front, you see George Washington, a design that most people ignore because they've seen it thousands of times. On the back, you get the classic eagle design, wings spread, arrows in its claws, olive branches below. Nothing looks special, and that's the trap. Because value in coins is not about what's obvious, that it's about what's rare. Here's exactly what separates a normal 1966 quarter from a potentially high value. 1. First, the edge. A standard 1966 quarter will show a visible copper stripe along the edge. That's because it's made of layered metal, but if you ever find a 1966 quarter with a clean, solid silver-looking edge, no copper line at all, stop immediately. That coin could be a rare transitional or wrong planchet error, and those are extremely valuable. Second, weight. A regular 1966 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but if it was mistakenly struck on a silver planchet, it will weigh more. That tiny difference is a huge signal in the collector world. Third, surface and shine. Most circulated coins lose their luster quickly, but a coin that still has strong shine, mirror-like reflection, and sharp details could be either a high-grade uncirculated coin, or something even more special. Fourth, mint errors. This is where things get serious. Look closely for doubled letters in Liberty or In God We Trust. Check the date. Does it look slightly duplicated? Look at the eagle feathers, any distortion, doubling, or unusual spacing. Also watch for off-center strikes or clipped edges. These are not flaws, they are opportunities, because collectors pay premiums for coins that are different from the rest. Now here's the part most people underestimate: rare 1966 Washington quarters, especially those with error features or in near-perfect condition, have been estimated in the collector market between $46,000 to $65,000, yes, a single quarter. And here's the uncomfortable truth: people have already spent coins like this without knowing that. That's how quiet losses happen, not because opportunities don't exist, but because people don't recognize them. So here's what you do differently starting today: you slow down, you check your coins before spending them. Every time you see a 1966 quarter, you inspect it, you look at the edge first, always, then the surface, then the details. That if anything feels unusual, you don't ignore it, you verify it, because in this space, hesitation costs money, and attention creates it. Think about it: how many times have you handled coins without even looking? How many chances have already passed through your hands? That's exactly why knowledge matters more than luck, because the coin doesn't change, your awareness does, and once you start paying attention, you start seeing things others missed. So next time you get a quarter back, don't treat it like spare change, treat it like a possibility, because one small discovery can lead to something much bigger. Thanks for watching. If you found this useful, make sure to like this video, share it with others who might be holding valuable coins, and drop a comment if you've ever checked your pocket change before. And don't forget to subscribe to Coins History for more rare coin discoveries, hidden values, and real opportunities hiding in everyday coins. Quarter 1968. Stop. This is where most people make a costly mistake. They see a 1968 Washington quarter, and they assume it's just another old coin. They spend it, ignore it, or leave it sitting somewhere without ever checking, and that's exactly how valuable coins quietly disappear. Today you're going to understand why the 1968 Washington quarter is one of those coins that can look completely ordinary, but under the right conditions, becomes a serious money piece. Not hype, not guessing, real collector behavior. Let's break it down properly. By 1968, the United States Mint had already removed silver from regular quarters. So yes, most 1968 quarters are made of copper-nickel clad, but here's what most people don't realize: 1968 is the year when proof coins started being produced again at the San Francisco Mint. That's where things start getting interesting. Look at the coin in your hand. On the front, you see George Washington, familiar, standard, easy to ignore, but don't ignore it, because small details here matter more than you think. Flip it over. You'll see the eagle with wings spread, strong, detailed, and sharp. If the coin is in good condition, now here's where beginners fail: they look at design. Smart collectors look at quality. So what actually makes a 1968 quarter valuable? First, proof coins. That if your coin has an S mint mark, you might be holding a proof coin. Proof coins are not made for circulation. They are specially struck with polished dies, giving them a mirror-like surface and extremely sharp details. Some of these proofs, especially deep cameo versions, are highly desirable. If they remain in perfect condition, no scratches, no fingerprints, no damage, their value increases significantly. Second, condition. Coins graded at the highest levels, like MS-67 or PR-69, are incredibly rare. Why? Because even the smallest flaw drops the grade, and in the collector market, perfection is everything. Third, mint errors. This is where serious attention is required. Check the words "liberty" and "in God we trust." Do you see doubling? Look at the date. Is it sharp or slightly duplicated? Check the eagle feathers. Any unusual lines or distortions? Also watch for off-center strikes or misaligned prints. These details are easy to miss, but they are exactly what collectors pay for. Fourth, surface quality. A normal coin looks dull after circulation, but if your 1968 quarter still has strong shine, deep contrast, or mirror reflection, that's a signal you need to stop and check further. Now here comes the part most people underestimate: rare 1968 Washington quarters, especially high-grade proof coins or rare error varieties, have been estimated in the collector market between $46,000 to $62,000. Yes, a single quarter, and the uncomfortable truth: most people never even look closely enough to realize what they had. Coins like this have already been spent, lost, or ignored. Not because they were worthless, but because nobody checked that. That's the difference between average and smart collectors. So here's what you need to do. From now on, every 1968 quarter you see, you inspect it. You don't rush, you don't assume, you check the mint mark first. That if there's an S, you slow down even more, then you check the surface. Is it mirror-like? Then the details, any doubling, any unusual marks. If something feels different, you don't ignore it, because that difference is where the money is. Let's be honest, opportunities like this don't come labeled, they don't announce themselves, they sit quietly in your pocket, waiting for someone who actually pays attention, and most people, they don't. That's why they miss out. But now you know better, now you understand what to look for, and that puts you ahead of the majority. So next time you see a 1968 quarter, don't treat it like loose change, treat it like a potential asset, because one small observation can turn into something much bigger. Thanks for watching. If you found this valuable, make sure to like this video, share it with others who might be holding these coins, and drop a comment if you've ever checked your coins carefully before spending them. And don't forget to subscribe to Coins History for more rare coin discoveries, hidden values, and real money opportunities hiding in everyday change.